The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and the Tech Insider, David White.
And welcome all to another beautiful and lovely and talented edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your lovable and huggable host, David White. And we're going to have a great time out here. We've had our vacation. It's now time to come back and have a little bit more trading before the end of the year. We've got about 2 weeks of, maybe 2.5 weeks of tradable market. Volume will start dipping around the 15th of December. So it gets even narrower and narrower then. If you're going to have any sell-off, it almost always, I can't think of in 100 years that I've looked at that there was any kind of real sell-off that late in the year. If it didn't come early on, it just didn't happen. So we'll think about that for a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, big things happening in history. The first great modern stock bubble hit its peak this day in 1719. This was the Mississippi Company. They hit their all-time highs of 10,025 liveries each in trading on the Rue, where the first really big stock exchange actually happened. It was called the Wall Street of Paris long before Wall Street. The Mississippi Company, which we talked about in John Law, schemed to refinance French debt through a Ponzi scheme in actually in New Orleans land. But of course, like all Ponzi schemes, it needed an ever-supplying or ever-growing supply of new patsies, and it was rather interesting, but you always have to have new saps. I had some questions in the den. Was Bernanke great-grandfathers involved? But, we'll think. This was truly self-delusion on a grand scale. But what can you say? And, of course, even in newer on this day, Enron Corporation, the seventh largest corporation in the United States by market cap, went bankrupt, filing for protection from creditors under Chapter 11. The disclosure was the worst accounting fraud and scandal in American history. Vaporized 60 billion in Enron's stock market value in a matter of 8 months, something like that. That was in 2001. Just seems like yesterday, doesn't it? There's a lot of talk about the Orwellian named Affordable Care Act coming out saying that they can handle 80% of the traffic. Most people are talking about what actually can happen. On Thanksgiving, to give you an idea, Amazon was able to handle 400 million unique visitors, of which about 50 million ordered something. And probably going to be seeing their products delivered. But the real news this weekend is the reports and kind of a teachable moment if you're new to the show. There's a thing called a document dump. That happens from politicians and corporations and anybody that's got somebody that's market savvy and or news savvy. They wait till some big weekend like Thanksgiving to dump all their documents, and then Monday they said, oh, that was last week. We can't be bothered to be talking about this. It's not something, it's last week's news. Old news. We don't need to be talking about that anymore. Anyway, that's the game that is played, but what we did find out is that why the website can actually accommodate maybe 80% of the traffic that it was designed for. The true nature is that on the back end that connects to the insurance companies and doctors and all the healthcare providers, none of that works. So they're out here saying that the website works, which is, even that is probably a little bit of a lie. But we know how to get it done. Certainly Jeff Bezos knows how to get it done. And he was able to take 400 million unique visitors on Thursday and actually ships stuff to about 50 million of them worldwide. So we do know how to get it done here in America, but ACA, not so much. Of course, the head of Amazon, the wild one, Jeff Bezos, got a lot of mileage out of droning on and on, saying that he's going to have drones delivering products. And it's always good and well to have somebody come out there, but I can think of about 400 reasons why this thing won't work. GPS spoofing, that's how they actually got one of our drones to land in Iran so they could take it apart and figure out how it all worked. There's people that just don't like mindless drones hovering above them, and my guess is they're probably going to be littered with bullet holes. There's also bad weather. These things probably have a fairly short range. If the wind kicks up at 50 miles an hour, where are these things going? They're saying 10 miles from their hub. They're building a brand new $100 million facility here in Tampa. That wouldn't even hit where they're at. Going to hit most of even the west side of Tampa. And as they say, the technology is of the future and will be for years. But they have to get through the FAA. They have to get through liability insurance, what happens if you are out driving your car, one of these things hits you, and you plow into a bus full of school children? The liability just ridiculous, and they're not going to get these small things flying all over town, delivering packages like the stork delivering the proverbial baby. But you have to hand it to him. He spent probably $20,000 of one individual's time getting a getting a thing to pick up and drop one package, and he's gotten millions of dollars in free advertising. The national, and one of the other things kind of buried in this weekend's news I thought was most interesting. We know that Buffett owns most of the rail and insurance companies, got his fingers in both those huge sectors. No, not so much more than all the railroad companies. There's a big benefit to paying off people running for president. The National Freight and Rail Car has been the quiet recipient of more than $600 million in federal investment during the Obama administration. Not to get in too much, but they're paying for overpasses so the rails don't have to stop at intersections and let cars go through. A lot of things that would normally be paid for by the railroad being paid for by the government. There may be extenuating circumstances. Maybe they said that if you don't maintain them, we've got to in case of a war. Some of that stuff, but it seems to me like all these rail companies offering huge percentages of their stock every quarter back to its investors. Kind of interesting why we need a subsidies for a train company that is making Mr. Buffett so very, very rich. Everybody talks about corn subsidies and farming subsidies. How about train subsidies? Either way, probably not going to be shorting that sector anytime soon, as long as they're getting free green checks to fix their railroads. But I digress. And, of course, this is the digressing show of the year. We've got a lot of other stuff going on here, and we wanted to get to it. TWTR, eBay. Okay, eBay popped about 5% earlier today and had a little bit better traffic than most thought. at least what they're telling everybody. And, of course, a nice little bounce out of here, out of what is now a Cyber Monday. What we do know from the early results are that overall dollar amounts are down about 3% from last year. Not a huge number, but certainly not any kind of blowout move to the upside. What we also know is that people were spending stuff on exactly what we thought they were before the weekend came. That is, they're buying tablets, laptops, big screen televisions, and smarty phones. So can we really bring anything out of this? One, it looks like this is going to be a weaker Christmas than last year, and especially with a few more shorter days, that may be happening. When we turn to the markets, let me actually just update these real quick here. There we go. Hang on just a second. So I give everybody what we're talking about here, just the latest information. Of course, I didn't go right into it at the beginning, but not unexpected. The S&P is off about 1.5 points. When we look at the NASDAQ, it's off about maybe 12.5, but still holding that 4,000 range. And, of course, we see kind of volume coming into the NYSE consolidated tape. That includes all shares traded on the NYSE plus the Amex. Thank you, Spot. That was a little announcement for Vixen. She's upset, I think, that Daddy didn't walk her one more time before the show started today. But we're looking at the movements out here in the market and the volume coming in. Still under 1.9 billion shares on the consolidated tape. So still very light volume and a lot of indecisions in traders. But we're probably going to get a little bit more numbers either before the close of today or tonight on just how well Cyber Monday went. But in any case, probably not going to see a lot of strength in the full retailers. They were okay, and can they come within about 1% of last year maybe, still with a shortened selling season this year? The answer is probably yes, but with rare exception, probably eBay being it, we're not seeing a lot of action in the online retailers today. AMZN, which is Amazon here. And, of course, this thing is still trying to hit the highs out here. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Of course, we hit a 399 even earlier today and faded off that top. If there was one stock that looked rather like a bubble, it is a company that has never made really any money over the last 12 years, but has continued to expand, and now really flaky ideas like drone delivery of products. Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648, or you can email me if you don't want to go on the air.
With over 3 decades of trading experience, Andy Hecht brings a tremendous amount of knowledge and expertise to each weekly issue of his newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report. The Technomental Commodity Report gives you Andy's unique technomental analysis of the commodities market, a combination of technicals and fundamental analysis which he has developed and perfected over his many years of trading. The Technomental Commodity Report is only $49 a month, and right now you can get a full month-long trial subscription while paying absolutely nothing. See for yourself the kind of weekly report Andy delivers to his subscribers every Thursday morning. You'll receive specific stock, ETF, and option trades based on Andy's analysis, so no futures account is required. For all the details and to start your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, visit TFNN.com today.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And as we come back, it'll be interesting. We've got Tom from Phoenix on the line. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well, David. Thank you. I heard you talking the other day about ideas for Christmas gifts, and I'm looking for a small tablet for my wife. And I'm looking at the Nexus 7 or maybe, the Samsung Note. And I see there's a new Dell 8-inch out, too.
Yep.
What's your feelings on these?
Are you talking about a 7-inch, 8-inch,
yeah,
10-inch, what?
A 7 or 8.
Okay. Well, certainly you can buy, what, 110, 115 bucks. You can buy a Kindle Fire HD. That kind of taps you into their ecosystem. If you're smart enough, you can get the vanilla version of Android and put it on that Kindle Fire. It costs about $5 to buy the cable that will bypass the operating system at the boot, and that's it. So that's kind of at the low end. My next pick up would be the Nexus 7. When a product says Nexus on it from Google, it basically means that they worked with a vendor to build the definitive spec for that version of the operating system. And the Nexus 7, probably the best, a little bit outdated in really in reference to some of the rest of them. The Dell's a nice unit, and so is the Samsung. But when you get it in about $380, rather interesting. Is she partial? She wants an Android tablet?
No, she just wants something that she can use as a reader and get her emails and kind of just look over the internet and Facebook with.
I've got a Kindle Fire tablet that I've hacked into 100% Android. Also bought, if you watch the show over the weekend, the Asus T100. And for $350, if you want something that truly runs Windows stuff, pretty good. Did you catch that show?
No, in fact, I was trying to find it, and I couldn't. Where was it on your website, or?
I'm sure it is. I forwarded your email. I think that's you that sent it to me. I actually forwarded it to the guy in the office, and he'll try to figure out why you can't find the link, or if it's hidden, or if they forgot to do it before they left over the weekend. So I'm sure he'll contact you on that. But there is I did buy one. It's called an Asus 100T, probably the deal of the century. It is a fully blown Windows 8.1 touchscreen with a small keyboard. It's a 10-inch, so it's kind of like a little netbook. It comes with the full Office suite, Word, Excel, and the rest of them in the home office version of it. And it runs all your favorite window programs. So, if you wanted to browse with Internet Explorer or Firefox, it does all that stuff too. So to me, that was the deal of the century. And also it has the brand new latest Silvermont processor in it. So it lasts somewhere around 9 or 10 hours on a charge, is lickety split fast. And very, very nice. And if you want to pop the keyboard off, it acts like a tablet. And you put the keyboard back on, it works like a little netbook. It's not everything for everybody, but at $350, absolutely the best value of anything on that low end / tablet front. I can't see anybody buying. If anybody knew about it, I can't see them buying any of the Microsoft Surface tablets or anything for that price, because it basically just blows them all away for a fraction of it. I wish the keyboard was a little bit better, but if you're on the move, it pretty much has everything that you want. So that is another option, but I'd probably go with the Samsung.
The Note?
Yeah. Yeah, the Samsungs are probably the best hardware in Android / or minus Amazon. Amazon, they're just, everything is blowing them away for what you get for there. In fact, I saw some ads that were, I think, in the $150 range for the 9-inch Amazon that were new on Craigslist. People got and just didn't use anything. So they get awful cheap. Anyway,
where can you get this Asus at?
We'll talk about it when I come back here in just a second.
Okay.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, I had a caller on the line, and interestingly enough, it is Tom from Phoenix. He's talking about tablets. I said that I was looking for something on that low end. I needed to be able to write my own programs because I do a lot of stuff like that. And I needed to be able to get into several virtual private servers that were run by Microsoft. So, another high-end Sanyo or not Sanyo, Samsung or an Apple tablet wasn't going to do me any good. I needed something that ran the full 8.1 Windows or even 7. So I was looking at either a laptop or at least a netbook running Windows, but probably the best deal we found was a T100. It's from Asus, and probably the most amazing thing, it is a very small kind of a netbook-like tablet with a keyboard running Windows 8.1 and the optimized versions of Windows Office that includes Excel and Word and the presentation software, all that kind of stuff. And certainly I can run my own programs. I like Firefox for reading my emails. Pretty much did all of it. Are you still there, Tom?
Yep. Yes,
okay.
I am.
I bought mine at Best Buy. I have, I think, until the 15th of January to return it if I don't like it. So I think, overall, probably the best thing for me. You can get one too, and the return policy was fairly decent. So I wasn't really, I basically was talking about spending $600 or $700 for a laptop, plus adding another $100 or $200 in it for software to get what I needed to do. And it's small, it's light, and it's not everything for everybody. It's only got 32 gigabytes of hard drive space, and it has about 2 gigabytes of actual memory, but very fast, very whippy, and runs all my software. So, and the whole live tile thing is kind of interesting. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. I would certainly, if you buy it, go through the manual they have of how do you run Windows 8, or at least watch some of the YouTube videos. Most of the people that hate Windows 8 hate it because they don't spend a second trying to figure out how it works. And if you spend about probably 10 minutes reading the manual, you'll be right off the races of all the things it does. But that's what I like the best. I have a Kindle on the low end for a tablet, and I have this on the higher end for my travel needs. The Kindle's been kind of relegated to use as a remote control for my Chromecast little module for watching Netflix, but and a few other things, listening to podcasts and stuff. But once you get past consuming stuff and you actually have to interact and write emails and stuff, a full size, or not a full size, but at least a decent sized keyboard and a trackpad allow you to do that. Plus, it is a fully operational tablet, so probably the best buy of any kind of technology like that this Christmas.
Okay, I appreciate your help. Thanks, David.
Yeah, I'd buy back to the other tablets. Right now, the Nexus 7 pretty good, but aging a little bit. Samsung, a little bit better specs. It's a little newer products for most of those refreshed Samsung tablets. And on the low end, you just can't beat $100 to $115 for a Kindle Fire HD, even though it's a little older version. So, yeah, good there. Anyway, we're going to get back into actually talking in a lot of the stuff that we do, which is trading. And we'll look at a few of these stocks that are moving. You could always, is Best Buy is insurance worth it? No. If these products actually work for 30 days, going to work forever. If you bust them, of course, they really don't carry that anyway. So I never buy the insurance. Normally, the manufacturer's warranty is good. If you bust them, they really don't do that. And all the Best Buy is selling you a policy backed by somebody else almost always. And those people tend to go in and out of business so quick that you can never get them to pay off. So I think for the most part, those insurance scams and replacement values probably not worth the money. Anyway, we're looking at Amazon. Wanted to get to gold right away, so let's take a look at GLD. When we look at the actual shiny yellow metal contract, it's off $30. I thought maybe we'd get down to $1,200 before Friday and going into the long weekend. Waited until today to start selling. And it looks to me like since this was off about $25, it's still just not catching a bid. It's just a slow rolling auction lower. Of course, we're close enough to $1,200 that I think we're probably going to see, at least if it's not for a minute, it's going to be for a second, something like 1180. We might see that in the next couple of days. I would love to see even low 1100s intraday to have the thing close back above 1200. Some kind of sign of huge capitulation by gold metal owners. Certainly, of course, not doing any better with the actual miners themselves, but we're getting kind of close. At least if you're looking at the GLD, we have every right to believe that we're going to go back and test the 114.68 low that we saw on June 28th of this year. 32 million shares. Certainly, we don't have a strong day for volume today, but I would love for it to come out there, push out the bottom on this, and at that point, really start seeing, some opportunity to buy long term. I didn't buy the first move; it was a great trade off the bottom. But since I've sold my gold on the first run up, I've been waiting for a long pullback to once again buy it and hold for a very long time. I think I bought my first double eagles at 278, $300, something like that, and held them for darn near ever, it felt like. But well worth the investment. And I think we probably have a nice move from about 1,100 to probably 2,200, maybe 2,400 setting up if we get this test of the lows that we're looking for. But that is going to mean that we need to look at that 114.68 on the GLD and probably some kind of washout. I would love 100 points down in one day with 50, maybe 50 or 75 point reversal before the end of the day on gold, and I think we have every right to believe that we're going to see that kind of washout and blood in the streets mentality, and hopefully we start hearing today on CNBC and Bloomberg the end of gold, because I know it's coming, and when we start really hearing that, probably one of the most bullish signs. Started to hear a little bit of that last time we were down here, but not enough for me. I think we really need some yelling and screaming, gnashing of teeth, dogs living with cats, real wrath of God stuff, as they said in Ghostbusters, to really set that up. Of course, silver a little bit different, off 81 cents at 19.21. One of the few things truly moving to the upside today is natural gas. UNG's up 36 cents. Of course, we had 1,000, I think 1,000 all-time lows around the United States starting on Thanksgiving and into Friday. So a lot of cold weather making natural gas heat up just a little bit. But when we look at crude, it's up a little bit to $94.01. But certainly not out of that lower trading range. But we also look at copper and some of these other ones, and it's just not enough to really make us think that we've seen a bottom in any of these commodities, and we'll continue watching it. But going to be interesting. Okay. What else do we have going on here? 50 cent off. Global Pizza Week. I'm always interested to see how many just worthless emails I get from Domino's trying to have me buy 3 or 4 or 5 pizzas when I normally buy just a single large. But they try to get me off of it and flood my inbox with all kinds of stuff. I was saying before the break that if you don't want to go on the air, you can always give me a call at the number, but you can always email me too at PATH, that's PATH, at TFNN.com, and I'll be glad to take a look at it. So we'll do that. Anyway, okay. Let's look at some of these ones that we're testing highs at here, or lows. America's campus communities. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a REIT for colleges, and my guess is this thing is pretty much moved off its lows from basically around the first of the year, right after the first of the year. But they're a REIT that goes in and around colleges. And what can you say? Student housing properties formed in 1993, based in Austin, Texas. We've seen these REITs really take a beating. This is one of the few out here that's actually coming down to the previous lows. And so far, lighter volume, 750,000 so far today, challenging the September 3rd low, 1.3 million shares. So we might be finding a few of these starting to base out But this one has probably a little bit more time. But keep an eye on that 1.3 million shares to 750,000. If you can get less than a million, this thing may have a chance to base out and one day actually be a decent trade. Another one I've been watching is Borg Warner, BWA. This one's tested the high of October 24th, went above it by 3 cents. That had 760,000 shares, tested it with 300,000 shares Friday. Tried to get up in there again today, but pulling back a little bit on lighter volume. Would have loved to seen volume come in. Some of these on the downside. Everbank, EVER, I think they used to be an advertiser here. $17.29 from the March 6th high. And, of course, they got into that 9 cent short on Friday, pulling back a little bit again on light volume. Still watching for a lot of these to actually break those previous highs. Interpublic Group of Companies, another one that is testing previous high that had huge volume on lighter volume, but not really backing off. And this is one you want to be keeping an eye on. If this thing does continually break that $17 level, probably a good indication this thing is going to melt up into the end of the year. The July 29th high had, 29 million shares, $17.43. Spiked above it on a doji November 22nd with 4.2 million shares, so a great deal less, and certainly even a great deal less than the September 20th high that had 7.9 million shares. So we're getting lighter and lighter volume. This is not a real bullish chart, but it's certainly hanging out at those highs, and probably won't matter a whole lot if we get another week or two in here. We'll probably see people starting to move. McGraw-Hill, another one up here on the high. We'll be looking at October 24th. $74.37, 2.4 million shares. Got into it last Wednesday on November 27th, $75.85. So a good, $1.40 above it on less than half the volume. It's closed back in there now twice, and it looks like it's going to do it today. So McGraw-Hill Financial, which is MFFI, looking kind of weak up here at these highs. Orbital Sciences Corporation, ORB, had this in the newsletter last week. This one looks like a very decent test of the high on lighter volume. It tested on Friday on very light volume. And again, actually picking up a little volume today. This saw the October 30th high at 23.91. With 620,000 shares come in and actually get 298,000 shares on the 27th, 137,000 shares on Friday, of course, half day. But you just don't like these stocks up here testing these highs on lighter volume. Another one is Penske Automotive Group, PAG. This one, another one testing its highs on much lighter volume. This one was the October 4th high at 44.34 with 500,000 shares. Got into it the last couple of days, 118,000 shares and 160,000 shares already toward the downside. Anyway, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Give me a call, 877-927-6648.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And we're back. Let's see, just check my email real quick, make sure someone didn't send me some email while we were waiting. But will be interesting. Anyway, we're going to start taking a hard look at this market. Might not get the numbers in that we're looking for before the end of the day, but we are going to be close on a good read for just what we're going to have for December sales. Let me update everything just one more time. I don't think the market has moved that much. No, still looking at 1805 on the S&P cash. The only thing really moving right now is gold off 3160. Of course, we've got the man of gold, Tom O'Brien, back from vacation, back from running around the world. Probably glad to rest his head in his own bed, I guess, again. But getting awful close to finding those gold lows, and I bet he'll be talking about it tonight. Penske Automotive Group, we were looking at that, very light volume. Not a bad-looking chart out there if we did see a market that failed. Spirit Airlines, another one up here, fairly high movement. The last low was October 30th at 46.40, 2.9 million shares. Came into it with Friday with 630,000 shares. Even if you doubled it for a full day, still going to come in less than half on that, pulling back on a little lighter volume. Of course, like as I said, we are getting into the end of the year, and if you had a stock that's done fairly well, the tendency is to hold on to it to the first of the year and maybe pay taxes on it next year. So normally the stocks that have the worst performance coming into these end of the year are the ones that have been sold already this year and continue to be losers for the vast amount of people that come back in here. So we're going to need a major event, either some numbers coming out of these sales today's and or some kind of international squabble or maybe actual shooting to change things, but still seeing a lot of light volume. But my guess is without a catalyst, we're probably going to see these things hang up and maybe have the opportunity of a lifetime to start buying puts on these the last day or two of the year. Tempur-Pedic, TPX is another stock out here that's interesting. This one was on March 27th, $51.02, 3.2 million shares. Spiked through that today with 660,000 shares. So another one up here that we're seeing a lot of these bang away once again at these highs. Another one that's up to its highs on half the volume is Tata Motors. I guess they really don't try to sell here in the United States. I think they may change their name if they do. Tata's is testing about half the volume of the October 14th high, $32.44. Got 2.2 million shares before we went to Thanksgiving. Of course, light volume since then, but even very, very light volume today. So we're going to keep an eye on it. This thing did go above it, did close below it. So you have a valid sell signal on it. We just need some kind of market catalyst to get this thing going. Okay, what else do we have? Wells Fargo, another one of these financials testing highs on lighter volume. This got to within a nickel, so it still has the opportunity to go test this high. July 23rd, $44.79. With 23 million shares. Hit it with 16 million shares, but going to be watching this kind of closely over the next week or so as it tests that 44.79. Give us a clearer read on it. Just to remind you, it's always a good day that you can sell when you have to, or sell when you can, not when you have to. So catch us again tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.